Ever get that feeling, like you put all this work into something and it's like you're shouting into the void?
Oh, absolutely. Happens all the time, actually.
Right. Especially, and this is something I hear about a lot from listeners, launching a website. They're so excited to share their passion with the world, but then crickets.
And it's heartbreaking, because they've poured their heart and soul into this amazing website, but nobody's seeing it.
Exactly. It's like throwing this fantastic party, but forgetting to send out the invitations.
You've got the music, the snacks, the decorations.
But no guests. And that's where SEO comes in. That's the magic invitation. So today, we're doing a deep dive into website launch SEO using, well, this really interesting podcast episode transcript we found.
And I mean, this is where it all starts, right? Getting found online.
Totally. And the transcript, it really emphasizes this one thing right off the bat. Keyword research.
It's like, think about it. When you're looking for something online, what do?
You type in certain words, right?
Exactly. Those are keywords. And people searching for, let's say, hand-knitted scarves, well, they're not going to find your website if you only use the word accessories.
So it's all about speaking your audience's language.
100%. It's about understanding their intent. Are they just browsing or are they ready to whip out their credit card? And using the right keywords helps you attract the right people.
Like in the transcript, they gave this example of, I think it was a candle maker. And instead of just going with candles, which is super broad,
Way too broad.
they were saying to think about things like natural soy candles, aromatherapy candles, even handmade candles for meditation.
Now you're talking. That's specific, it targets the right audience, and it tells Google exactly what you're about.
And speaking of Google, the transcript mentioned a couple of really handy tools. Have you heard of Google Keyword Planner?
Oh, yeah. It's like a goldmine of data. You can see how many people are searching for specific terms, how competitive those terms are.
Right. And then there's this other one, Uber Suggest, I think it was called.
Another fantastic and free tool. That one even gives you suggestions for long tail keywords. So instead of just candles, it might suggest something like best candles for stress relief.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
Because that's how people actually search. Okay, so you've got your keywords. What's next?
Well, now we got to build that online storefront. And this is where things get technical, but trust me, it's not as scary as it sounds.
This is what the transcript called on-page and technical optimization, right?
We got it. Think of it this way. Imagine you walk into a store and everything's disorganized, the lights are flickering, and you can't even find what you're looking for.
I'd turn around and walk right back out.
Exactly. And online, that's even easier to do. So you need to make sure your website loads quickly, looks good on phones, and has that HTTPS security lock.
Oh, that's that little padlock icon in the address bar, right?
You know it. It shows visitors that their information is safe and sound, which builds trust. And Google loves that.
Speaking of Google, how do we make sure they understand what's on our pages? That's where those meta tags come in, right? I always think of those as those little backstage passes.
Perfect analogy. Because just like backstage passes get you into the concert, meta tags tell Google what your page is about, even if users don't see them.
So we're talking about things like title tags and meta descriptions.
Those are the big ones. They need to be clear, concise, and naturally incorporate those juicy keywords we talked about earlier.
Okay, so we've got our keywords, our website is looking sharp and running smoothly. But how do we get people to actually find it?
That's $1 million question, right?
Yeah.
And that, my friend, is where backlinks come in. Think of them like online word-of-mouth marketing.
Like, hey, you got to check out this website.
Exactly. Except instead of your friends telling their friends, it's other websites vouching for you. And the transcript, it calls these backlinks votes of confidence, which I love.
Because Google sees those backlinks and thinks, hey, if all these other websites are linking to this one, it must be good.
Precisely. It's all about establishing authority and trust. And there are tons of ways to get backlinks.
The transcript talked about reaching out to bloggers, writing guest posts.
All great strategies, but honestly, even something as simple as getting listed in a local business directory can make a difference.
It's all about creating those connections, those pathways for people to find you.
Exactly. And that brings us to what might be the most important takeaway from this whole deep dive.
Which is?
SEO is a marathon, not a sprint. You're not going to see results overnight.
Yeah, the transcript had this great analogy. It's like planting a seed.
You've got to nurture it, give it time, and eventually you'll have this amazing tree, but you can't rush the process.
And I think that's something that's easy to forget in our instant gratification world. We want everything now.
I know. But with SEO, consistency is key. Keep creating great content, keep building relationships, and over time you'll see that organic traffic grow.
So just to recap, we talked about the importance of keyword research, optimizing your website for both humans and search engines, and the power of backlinks.
And most importantly, we talked about the need for patience and persistence.
Because building a successful online presence takes time and effort. So as you embark on your own SEO journey, the question I'll leave you with is this.
What will your strategy be? How are you going to make your website stand out in the vast digital landscape and connect with your ideal audience?
It's an exciting journey, and we're here to cheer you on every step of the way.